This is an obstruction play. As the batter runner is going to first, the first baseman comes off the bag in an attempt to field the ball, obstructing the runner's path to the bag. You can see on screen the definition of obstruction, which is the act of a fielder, while not in possession of the ball, impedes the progress of any runner. Let's slow it down so you can watch this. You can see that the throw is off and the fielder then reaches in. Now, under official baseball rules, that would not have been obstruction because that was a legitimate attempt to field a thrown ball. But in Little League, there is no such provision for imminent possession, so you have type A obstruction, because a play was being made on the batter runner. So with type A, the ball is immediately dead, and it's a judgment call. Every runner gets the base that they would have reached in the umpire's judgment had there not been obstruction. But at a bare minimum, the obstructed runner gets at least one base beyond the last legally touched base by that runner. And because the batter runner had not even acquired a base yet, they are only guaranteed to first, but they can be advanced to other bases based on judgment. Now, we can see that the play wasn't killed, and the batter runner made it safely to second, and R2 made it safely to third. We have the benefit of hindsight because we know, since the play wasn't killed, we know where they wound up. But when you see type A obstruction, you need to immediately kill that and award the bases based on the judgment call. Fair foul coverage is one of the most basic responsibilities. We cover it in every pregame meeting that we ever do. And for some reason on this play here, I completely spaced out. I took Ken's call and I called foul when I wasn't even in the right position to see that because the fielder's back was to me. Earlier in the game, a foul ball hit the fence and knocked my camera off to the right a little bit, so you can't really see me making that call over there. Thankfully, I was spared at least a little bit of embarrassment by not being on camera when I kicked that call. Now, we had an interesting dilemma here because I called foul and he called fair, so we had opposing calls on the same play. What do you do in this situation? Well, let's turn to the rule book. Rule 904C says that you get together, and after a consultation, the umpire-in-chief shall determine which decision shall prevail based on which umpire was in the best position and which decision was most likely correct. Plays shall proceed as if only the final decision has been made. So what to do about the foul call? Well, no play had stopped, the play had continued, so we don't really have to worry about players holding up because of my foul call. And in addition to that, we had another obstruction play at first base, which means that the batter runner would have acquired first base on the obstruction anyway. Luckily, this resolved itself, and other than having some egg in my face, all worked out okay and nobody was really upset. And we've got some great content for umpires who are learning what not to do and how to unwind it when you do make a mistake on the field. It's inevitable. Great call by Ken here. Notice that the batter interfered with the throw, waited for the play to develop, then called time, then called the batter out, and went and explained it directly to the manager, who he knew was going to have a question about it. They always do. Great positioning by Joe here. He's right on top of the play. He gets to see that tag right before the foot makes contact with the bag, and he's got an out. Ken had a really good strike zone today, despite the protest of the batters. That one was perfect. Great effort by the catcher here after strike 3 for the third out. And he's going for out number 4. Kid cannot be stopped. Ken is not about to let this batter shrink his zone by ducking on the pitch. Well done. This was the closest we got to a full rotation today. The gates to the facility lock at 8 o'clock, so we need to get everyone out before then. We have a drop-dead time of 7:45, and Ken got it done just in time.